Did you know that the number of homeowners aged 65 and older facing foreclosure has increased by a staggering 115% in the last decade? It's a harsh reality that many retirees face after spending their entire lives investing in a place to call home. But how could this happen? How could people who worked hard, saved, and bought their homes suddenly find themselves at risk of losing everything? The story of older homeowners losing their homes isn't just about numbers or statistics. It's a story about security and stability and years of hard work being washed away by forces many couldn't foresee. Whether it's rising living costs or unexpected health expenses or insufficient retirement savings, the risks are becoming too great for many seniors to bear. For older homeowners, losing a home is more than just a financial blow. It's a deeply emotional and personal one. Homes are where memories are made, where children are raised, and stability was found. It's where people plan to spend their golden years in peace, only to be disrupted by financial pressures they hadn't anticipated. So, in this video, I'll take a deep dive into the alarming trend of older Americans losing their homes. I'll explore the reasons why this is happening, examine the emotional and financial toll it takes, and discuss potential solutions that could provide much needed relief. So, there are significant factors contributing to the growing crisis among older homeowners. 1. Rising living costs. As the costs of living continues to rise, particularly in urban and suburban areas, many older homeowners find it increasingly difficult to keep up with the essential expenses like property taxes, utilities, and home maintenance. What was once manageable on a fixed income, especially with modest pensions or Social Security, is now becoming a financial burden. According to CoreLogic, property taxes in some areas have risen by over 20% in the past decade alone. Many older adults who have been living in their homes for years are experiencing sudden jumps in these costs, placing their homes at risk. Redfin data shows that in some of the most affected areas, homeowners aged 65 and older are twice as likely to face property tax foreclosure as younger homeowners. 2. The healthcare costs and aging. Healthcare expenses continue to climb, especially for retirees. Older homeowners are more susceptible to health issues requiring long-term care, expensive treatments, or medications. Many of these costs are not fully covered by Medicare, leaving seniors to foot hefty out-of-pocket expenses. A study from Business Insider found that more than half of all retirees end up spending at least $5,000 per year on health care. But for those facing chronic conditions or serious health problems, this number can be significantly higher. Many seniors find themselves choosing between paying their mortgage and paying for their health care. And it's a difficult choice. Do they secure their health or their home? 3. Inadequate retirement savings. The expectation of retiring mortgage-free is no longer reality for many older Americans. For various reasons, whether it's refinancing, taking out home equity loans, or simply never finishing paying off the mortgage, millions of retirees still carry debt into their 70s and 80s. Data from Adam and Zillow indicate that nearly 40% of older homeowners still have a mortgage, and that the majority are struggling to keep up with the payments. Compounding the issue is the fact that many baby boomers simply don't have enough savings to support themselves in retirement. A report from CoreLogic suggests that more than 40% of retirees today are living on less than $30,000 a year. And with life expectancy increasing, that sum is becoming less and less adequate to meet their needs. 4. The economic shocks and financial uncertainty. Many older homeowners have been blindsided by economic downturns and financial market volatility. Those who were heavily invested in the stock market during the 2008 financial crisis or the COVID-19 pandemic may have lost significant portions of retirement savings. As a result, they've been forced to turn to home equity or take on new debt, both of which increase the risk of foreclosure if they can't meet the payments. A study by Altos Research and Redfin reveals that many seniors are still feeling the ripple effects of these economic shocks. With reduced savings and increasing debt, they're more vulnerable than ever to losing their homes. Now, let's dive deeper into the root causes of this problem and explore each contributing factor in more detail. 1. The rising living costs, a growing burden. For decades, older homeowners have lived with the assumption that once they've paid off their mortgage, the hardest part of homeownership is over. But the reality is that ongoing living costs, especially property taxes, insurance, and utilities, continue to climb. And while inflation is a familiar concept, it's the disproportionate impact on seniors living on fixed incomes that pose the most significant threat. According to CoreLogic, property taxes in high-demand areas have risen at twice the rate of inflation over the past decade. In states like New Jersey, Illinois, and Texas, the average property tax bill for older homeowners has jumped by over 25%. Unfortunately, many seniors weren't prepared for these rising costs, which are now threatening to push them out of their homes. But property taxes are just the tip of the iceberg. Many older homes require extensive maintenance and repair, and the cost of these repairs have also skyrocketed. Whether it's a new roof, plumbing issues, or electrical work, these essential repairs can easily cost thousands, an impossible sum for many older homeowners living on a fixed income. 2. The healthcare trap, when medical bills threaten housing security. Healthcare is one of the largest expenses for people over 65, and it's one that's only going up. Even with Medicare, many older adults face high out-of-pocket costs for things like medications, co-pays, deductibles, and services like dental or vision care, which are not often covered. The rising cost of long-term care is particularly worrisome. According to Redfin data, a significant portion of older adults are forced to use their home equity to cover medical expenses, leading to reverse mortgages or home equity loans that put them at risk of foreclosure. If they can't afford to keep with the rising costs of home ownership, they could lose their most valuable asset, their home. 3. Insufficient retirement savings. It's a financial time bomb. For many older homeowners, the assumption that they could live comfortably on Social Security and savings has proven false. Pensions have become less common, and the 401k and IRAs have not always delivered the returns many had hoped for. Meanwhile, the costs of living, particularly housing, healthcare, and daily expenses, have continued to rise. A Business Insider survey highlights that many baby boomers simply don't have enough for retirement or had their savings depleted by economic downturns, medical emergencies, or caregiving responsibilities. As a result, they're now facing retirement with fewer resources and higher expenses, putting their homes in jeopardy. It's also worth noting that many seniors never expect to live as long as they are. While longevity is a gift, it also means that many retirees are outliving their savings. A person who retires at 65 could live another 20 or even 30 years, which puts a strain on financial resources, especially when home ownership costs remain high. 4. Mortgage debt, carrying the weight into retirement. The notion of retiring mortgage-free was once a hallmark of financial success. But today, nearly 40% of older homeowners are still carrying mortgage debt into their retirement years. Many were forced to refinance their homes during financial crisis or took out home equity loans to cover expenses like healthcare, education, or home repairs. Data from Zillow and Adam shows that older homeowners with mortgages are at much higher risk of foreclosure than those without. As their incomes become more fixed in retirement, many struggle to keep up with the monthly payments, leading them to default. Adjustable rate mortgages, or ARMs, which were popular during the housing boom, have also begun to reset, leading to increased monthly payments that many seniors simply cannot afford. Okay, now let's bring this crisis into focus with an example, or you might even know someone in real life who is going through this. Let's take Susan, all right? She's a 72-year-old retired teacher from Ohio. She had lived in her home for over 35 years and paid off her original mortgage. But when she was diagnosed with cancer in her 60s, she refinanced her home to cover medical expenses. The rising property taxes and medical bills began to pile up, and soon she found herself missing mortgage payments. Despite reaching out for help, she couldn't stop the foreclosure process. Susan lost the home she had raised her family in and had moved into a small apartment, living on just her Social Security. Stories like Susan's are all too common. These aren't just houses, they're homes filled with decades of memories. Losing them is not only financially devastating, but also emotionally crushing. Older homeowners across the country are facing an unprecedented housing crisis. Between skyrocketing costs, medical debt, and insufficient retirement savings, many are at risk of losing their homes. It's crucial that we address these issues both through policy changes that protect vulnerable homeowners and by helping individuals plan more effectively for retirement. These factors combined create a storm that's leading to more and more seniors losing the homes they've worked their whole lives for. So, what do you think can be done to help older homeowners in this situation? Please let me know your thoughts in the comments, and if you'd like, check out another video. My name is Giovanna. Please be well and take care. Thank you for watching.